This is Voice of the East reader. My name is Big Ajibo. So today we bring to you somebody that is dynamic, somebody that is unique, somebody that is different with regards to his craft, with regards to the kind of output he brings into the music industry, into the entertainment space. This is somebody that tried the much he can to put out something that is raw. When we talk about raw talent, when we talk about development, when we talk about improvement, you cannot take it away from this person. And another thing I love about this person is consistency. And that is what a lot of other people do not have. That is what you don't get in the industry you get. So today, we're going to be having an exclusive interview with this person. We're going to talk about his projects. We're going to talk about how it has been so far with regards to his journey in the entertainment space and the music industry, especially coming from the East. So let us welcome Huziel. Huziel is in the studio with me right now. How are you doing, my bro?
Thank you, Ajibo. Thank you, Ajibo.
So you're walking stick. What's the update?
We're getting advanced in age, you know. And,
I don't understand. Bro, if you look at me, if you zoom in, you're going to see white hairs. I don't have walking stick. All the hairs within your body still be black. So why you can't use age and advancement to the wine? Are you serious right now?
Yeah,
But how have you been? How have you been?
it's you, my brother.
I've been seeing a lot of work.
Yeah.
How do you cope?
Man, you know, I feel like it's a calling. You know, if we don't do it, we'll go crazy.
Abi?
Yeah, like, you know, at this point in life, if I don't do music, I will go.
We think concern bush, concern river, concern all those things.
Bro, are you that kind of person? They did not tell me you're that kind of person.
So I just want to know your relationship with these places. Other people, when they see them, they shoot for hotel. When they shoot them, they shoot for like. But your own, wait till they fight for bush, bro. Wait till they fight for where water they, bro.
Well, I'm very attracted to nature.
Okay.
I'm very rooted. You know, I'm an Igbo son. My grandfather was the first king of our village.
Okay.
So I got a mongoma fuma.
So
the video you're speaking
like
about.
Prince.
Yes.
I'm a grand prince.
I'm a prince. My father is the grand prince.
Okay.
Yes. So the video, that's actually one of the first videos of my career. I still had black hair then. You know, so that video was very special because I went to that place for the first time in Ngwo, you know, and that water was lovely. You know, water has a spirit, and it has people who it accepts. After I left that place, I went straight to the studio, and I made River Goddess.
Oh.
An extremely beautiful record. It's going to be in our next project, Change Star, that will drop on the day of our concert.
Okay.
So I'm very in tune with nature. You have to be very rooted in nature, physically, spiritually, to be able to thrive in this planet.
Sharp. You don't really they talk like person was supposed to carry walking stick. Okay. I'm not no, yeah.
And
What's your full name?
I'm about Aneke Chidera.
Aneke Chidera, right from?
I come up with this Umaga Udi. From
Udi.
Udi in Enugu State.
Ndekane.
Adam Wunem.
And I walk out the catch you.
Afuman. I like Chala Aneke Chidera.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long have you been in this business of doing music?
The business, I would say, I dropped my first project officially August 21st, 2025.
Your first project,
Yeah.
August 21st, 2025.
It's been crazy pace.
Hey.
It's been crazy.
And I heard you say you don't drop another EP apart from.
Yeah, I dropped an EP in early March, you know. Silent Moves, crazy, beautiful EP. The reception, I love it. You know.
No thanks, where the wrong go, bro?
I'm not running anywhere. I told you, bro, my purpose is music. Serious. Like, I feel like if you take music out of my life, I don't really have a point being alive.
Right.
That's my position. Yeah, you know, I'm that glued to it. I have to just do it, you know.
So you dropped your first ever project 2025, August. But before then, have you done anything that has to do with music?
Yes, no. I've been a producer since 2019. I've made records with a whole lot of people.
So why did you decide to push a beats?
Bro.
Then in at the forefront. What happened?
You know,
And what artist about again?
you know, I love music.
Okay.
You know, right from time. I have never been this musician that does music for the financial gains.
Okay.
At initial, you know, so everybody who I worked with, like verbatim, I first of all did the music. I never came up from bro, pay me them papers. Never.
Okay.
Understand? So now, intention then was let the music pop. No. But Nigerian industry doesn't work that way. Or maybe it didn't work for me, or maybe you get people who work for as a producer,
okay.
but you know work for me. Every record that pop here, just, you know. So I'm like, I dropped out of school in 2020 because I've been feeling woefully, bro. You know that kind of, you know the kind of carryovers you have, and you know, bro, no hope, and you don't have the cash to.
This confession, you guys. the guys do this confession like this confession guys me for the thriller. Okay. Which school was that?
Wow, you're the first to ask this question.
Yeah, I need to know.
Crazy.
Yeah.
COU.
COU.
Chukwuemeka Ojukwu University.
Chukwuemeka Ojukwu University. Which course?
Electrical electronics. Mathematics.
I feel allow you.
That's where mathematics came from.
When I got bonus, not art course like that.
No, bro. You know, let me. No, I don't want to say this. Let me
say it.
No.
Talk up. I go end this interview if you don't talk up. Say it.
You know,
all the things we never talk any other place. Talk out.
You know, bro. Like, okay, let me put you up on speed.
Okay.
My favorite course to study has always been law.
Okay. So why did you go do?
Because my mom. You know, first, when I grew up, I wanted to be like my dad. You know, my dad is an engineer. He studied mechanical engineer.
Okay.
He's a doctor. He has his PhD.
Okay.
So he's like at the height of,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
He works at the best.
He got to his extreme.
Yeah, you know, my father has achieved it all in engineering work. So like, I've got to pivot and do my thing where I know I'm dominant. That he also did music, but apparently music is now my own strength.
Okay.
You understand? And then engineering is his own strength.
So what's your position in the family?
I'm the first son.
Oh.
I'm the first one. I'm the firstborn.
Firstborn. First son.
Yeah, Joban.
So
now you see.
It's not about what it's still. Like firstborn, first son. You did to wave.
Yeah. You know it's.
But your dad is.
You know it's not easy. You know you understand.
Wait, when you told first of all, yeah, when you been they bag all these carryovers, your parents know about that.
Bro. Like, why did I even tell you about this thing? Like, I
just want to know, when you are bagging carryovers, did your parents know about it?
No, of course not.
They didn't know.
No.
How many drop out?
My parents figured out last year when I did an interview in Wazobia. When I dropped Pigments of the Story, I went to a tour in PH, multiple radios. So he heard it in my live session in Wazobia when I was discussing with the guy. I didn't even know he was tuned in and stuff like that.
What did he do?
So like, no, he was chill first. You understand?
Are you sure you're still his next of kin?
His next, yeah, no, we had a conversation.
Okay.
So like after the concert, a few days before the concert in Lagos, he pulled up. Just flew down to Lagos and we were like, surprise. And he was like, Bia Chidera, onwe ihe hụ na internet. Or is it like I was like, can you na I'm not drop out. Like, or is it like I was like, yes, no, it's okay. He was like, nah, his heart broken. No nolia na internet.
Yeah.
You understand? Not the surprise. I think Omarozu his son.
Yeah.
You see that Obo Nangwa get that time, naturally drop out. You get it?
As a guinea.
You know my dad.
I don't know your dad.
My dad is very interested. You know, he was like, you know, if I had told my dad in 2020 when I left school that I want to jump into music because I'm not passing anything, you know, it doesn't make sense.
So after the conversation, what did he do?
There's a whole lot. Bro, we had a concert in Lagos, in TF Kuboye, an all-white concert. Superb. We had 40-man orchestra. You know,
so he supported you?
My dad has an album. Of course, one thing about African parents is it's not like they don't want you to do what you want to do, but they're afraid that you don't have the balls to take it to the end.
Okay.
And then you now mess up the family name.
Okay.
So now I can be chill and be like, yeah, because he knows that I'm great musically. We even just recorded a record, this one in April. He came back for Easter, and I was like, since he still has the zeal, he loves the music, and I pull up like got a producer who made it very interesting.
So you did a collab with your dad?
Yeah.
What's his stage name?
Omudo.
Yes. That's his stage name.
Yes.
So is the song up on any platform?
The song will be up on my album Igbo Goat. We're working on my album now, Igbo Goat. It's up on mixing. I'll prefer you approach it as a
Okay.
Yeah, we've sent 4 songs for mixing in the UK.
Okay.
So that project, you see that Igbo Goat project, I want to use it to sonically reset how the world perceives music, that approach from Igbo culture. We are dominant on 4/4 or 3/4, Ekwe, but I want to involve cinema sounds, pop, rap, push the culture forward. So I hope that after the concert we do in Enugu here, I'll be able to physically interact with peers and colleagues alike, people who are doing music professionally in Enugu. I'd like to do that would be the first project where I'll source for collaboration, but that Igbo Goat is, I want the world to see we Igbos from a very, very brilliant light, so.
Okay.
That project, the song with my father is going to be there.
Okay, so from 2025 till this is April 2026, how has the journey been for you?
It's been filled with a whole lot of experience and tests. The mission to do music was never self-imposed. It was more like a directive from God, and from the school stuff. You understand? I was weighing the possibilities of success, and I was like, I cannot commit to figuring this course out because I do not really love this course. You understand? You see the calculations. I can't figure out why I have to always look for X. I just
you get?
Yeah, I don't mean. It seems you failed well when you were younger.
No, not really. I did not even do science, but I follow 5X.
Okay.
Even up to now.
You've still not seen X.
I never seen
cool. That's the issue. That's the issue. So I just knew that this thing cannot do what I want, and I'm happy I focused on music. Now, it's sweet.
Happy. So as a Southeasterner doing music and taking it all the way to the West and actually wanting to export this, make it a global thing, how has it been for you?
Well, it's been an interesting experience, a learning curve, because one thing I've figured out is it's always more than you plan.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Nature always throws curveballs. And that's why earlier we spoke about natural alignment. You must be aligned to nature to be able to see these curveballs as neither obstacles, but a nudge to a new direction.
Okay.
For example, let's use our conversation today, for example.
Sharp.
We hung out today.
Okay.
Yeah? But we decided about the hangout this morning. Normally now, all our schedules, our logistics schedules, we should leave Enugu today. But I and my manager were like, we're in Enugu, and Enugu has this ecosystem. Today is Monday, and everybody's going to be active. Let's go say hi. And bro, we've been touring the whole media station in Enugu up to now. And now, by the grace of God, we're ending it here with a very lovely, mature conversation. Yeah. So it's natural impulse. It's an order from God, like he ordered Moses. And I'm grateful to hack him to do it.
I like the way they carry nature, they put them for Bible, they combine. I like it.
Yes.
I like it. Sharp. Okay, now let's dive into collaborations properly. Have you done any collabo from your first EP to your second EP? Have you, done any future at all?
Not at all. Not at
Why?
all. What we've been focused on is expanding the live performance expression of this record.
Okay.
As I said, I'm not a bar or cafe artist. You understand? There are certain markets where certain products are placed.
Okay.
You understand? I'm placed on the live performance scene, where we create live cinema with live instrumentation. In December, when we did the Hawk, December 20th, we had a 14-man orchestra. Very cinematic piece. We had narrations. We had fashion, that kind of progress. So this one I want to do in Enugu, I want to bring in multiple facets of art. Most shows when you go there, it's just DJ raves. That's not what we do in Hawk. When you come up in Hawk, we have poets, narrate beautiful poetry. We have fire dancers. We have a cultural troupe, that's going to give us beautiful Ogeni dance. You understand? We have interesting masquerades, pull up. You understand? We have face paintings. Do you understand this kind of thing? We have sonic paintings. People who, when you're performing a record, they are drawing. We have face arts. We have beautiful representation of Eastern culture. We have food. Like, hi, oh, Mama Chichi.
Okay.
She's beautiful.
She's beautiful. The abacha is beautiful.
The abacha, right?
Okay.
But her work is beautiful.
Okay.
Once we leave here, I'm heading straight to my auntie. She's also called Chichi. Also, very sweet auntie. I know Bigo Kweluma abacha too, which I'm going to take to my lodge and devour. So,
okay.
It's a
So,
beautiful experience.
for you, it's all about live performance.
Yes, it's all about live performance on here.
Okay. So, you have an album coming, according to you. So, do you have plans of doing some kind of collabo?
Yes,
apart from the one you did with your dad?
Igbo goods, as I told you.
Yeah.
I opened up my heart for collaboration.
Okay.
Because, do you know I've not collaborated? I really want people to understand the scale at which I make music. First of all. So you won't be confused. Because during the first months, it's easy for you to just be confused. You understand? So you need to give people time to catch up. Be like, what's this? Who is this?
So how is the catching up so far?
People are asking, who is this guy wearing white and white? Why is this guy wearing white and white? Who is Huziel? Why are songs? Why are you this vulgar? Why? People are getting to hear this. Our first project was August. We're barely a year old. Do you understand? So when you sit down on a pedestal and see what we're going to be like in 2-3 years, 4 years of consistently making art, you see that the glory is inevitable.
Okay, so let's talk about the Southeast entertainment industry, because this is where you're from. How do you see the Southeast entertainment industry very recently?
Ready. I see it as ready.
Okay.
Honestly, I didn't know that the ecosystem has actually thrived to this point where we have dedicated people, like a dedicated director, you're dedicated to your craft, you understand, a dedicated system, a setting comfortable for us to do our art. In the South, it's here in Enugu.
Yeah.
That's growth. Once people like me pop up on international scales now, it's Enugu, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's how growth happens.
Okay.
You understand? The way Bonner pulls up and everybody's like PH City, that's how it's going to be for me too. Everyone is like over to. And it's like, it's happening now. And it's not like it hasn't even happened. We've had flavor. Yeah? This meant like each individual that has popped off this threshold has elevated Southeast music to another level. Flavor has done it. Fino has done it. Jerick, Now I'm here now to take it to a whole new landscape with the level of live performance we're bringing in. We're bringing in cinema standard live performance, Madison Square Garden ready performance. That's where we're picking up one of the best arenas in Enugu, the Bays. But we went around with the team today to see the acoustic in the Bays is beautiful. It can give us an international standard recording. I know we're always live streaming, so the performance is generally for an international audience, for the world to experience what Southeast, Enugu, Igbo as a culture can bring out to the world. So that's the goal of Huziel. I want the world to see that such light can shine.
Okay. So you made mention of wanting to do a couple of things with Southeastern artists.
Yes.
So if I tell you to give me a couple of names, they got like you have on your P. Just tell me.
Jerry.
One.
Many people do me to tell you.
Give me 3. If they're not rich, I've had myself.
No. You cannot spill everything on your channel.
So Jerick is one. Who else?
Bro, just have Jerick is so big. Like I feel like when you say Southeastern artists for our generation, you just say Jerick. Like I feel like you should not ask me for more. Like just hold
So
him.
apart from the
Hold
East,
him.
would you want to do anything with any other artist?
Another artist. Like I like to take life
A-list.
step by step.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Why or why? You see, A-list now. You know, there are two ways to approach music.
Yeah.
Music business, business music. Some people do business music when they sit inside the studio and thinking, hey, waiting I go sing, make this person go enjoy. No. When me I sit in the studio, I first of all think of waiting me, I go enjoy. Because I believe my taste is a standard for the audience.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
I perform at that standard. I rehearse at that standard. So my taste is the standard for the audience. You understand? So I make the things that are the best for these people to understand, and then we sell it. So I believe the right people that is going to make music with me at that standard will come naturally by God.
When you were growing up, which artist did you listen to?
Okay, a lot.
Give me names.
But important ones. Michael Jackson. Very important artist in my life. Michael, considering that he's black,
Okay.
and the things he faced and the things he was able to achieve at the time he achieved it, you know, Michael, great.
Who again?
Chief Osita Stephen Osadibe.
Okay.
He did great for
Abane
me.
bachara fani one the other one high life person keta shina studio for.
No, relax. You want to know my musical heritage? Yeah?
Yes.
I'll bring you up to speed.
Yeah. Osita. Chief Osita.
Oliver Bikok.
Okay.
Do you know Mudibe?
Mm-hmm.
Mudibe. Peacock. Oriental Brothers. Then when I started growing up and was like started having my own test, started listening to John Bellion.
Okay.
You know John Bellion?
No.
Beautiful. You need to know. Listen to John.
Okay.
Bonner.
Okay.
Bonner has been the pedestal, the blueprint. Like the person now who, once I stand up in the morning and I look outside, I see Bonner. Do you understand? Like when it comes to the pathway you're going, I'm like, I see live performance.
Yeah.
People will now enjoy the song at their own convenience. But everybody who's enjoying the song is planning to experience Huziel All White concert.
Yeah.
And the vibe of this concert is everybody wearing white, glowing. Like, I don't want to set it up like for it to be elite, like we're doing VIP things, bottles, popping. No, like I want the world to experience art at its truest form. You know, people who've got talents, who want to pull up, people who want to enjoy the show. Get your white and white. Just drip. You understand?
Yeah.
And then pull up to the base, July 26th. Live music. Presently, we've got 7 huntsmen now, like in-house, you know, chilling. You know, we've got our basic drummers. Totally, the band at 21. You know, so it's a very standard system. By the time we incorporate the ogene, because I really want to play ogene that day, you know, you see, we've got so much. And
So this is happening on June 26th.
no, July 26th.
July 26th, the base landmark in the city of Enugu, Huziel All White.
Huziel All White concert.
All White.
Huziel
concert.
All White concert.
People like us, we never know when they really wear white. People that know.
I will buy white for you.
Record it to clock it to.
I'll
white
get
for
you
me.
white jalabi. It's red cap.
Okay, so the team you're working with, because I have had a lot of conversations with artists, and everybody emphasizes on the team. You know, the collaboration, it needs to start from within. And I don't know now. So how was it?
You know, this is proof that God exists. Because the questions you ask are so lovely.
Yeah.
I must give you that.
Thank you.
So well done, my brother.
Yeah.
Now, you see, my team came to me. You know, most people here are related to me by blood.
No.
My brothers.
Okay.
And I told you we're all musicians. 70% of people here play instruments.
Okay.
You know, everybody here is talented. They are dancers, they are camera guys, they are, you know, multiple people in this team, you know. So everybody came to me, family people, and you know, the way we came together, like some I met in school, like the 3 of them I met in the university. You know, so dropping out, going to the university didn't do me no bad.
Yeah.
In the university, I practiced my theater. I hosted shows. In fact, I often forget it. So let people not feel like school is bad. No, I did some things in school.
Yeah.
Like I hosted a lot of parties, a lot of shows. So I was involved in social activity, but I was poor academic. Like so, let people not feel like no, like I was chilling in the campus and that thing. So people should please try and go to school. If you pass, great. If you don't pass, you experience that communion of people your age. You understand? Striving for X.
Doing something
looking for X, yes.
at that particular age where you should be doing in a field.
Bad guy. So that's it.
Okay. So bringing this people together, how do you guys operate?
Everybody has their department and everybody has people who are responsible for different things.
Okay.
Organizations, operations, choreography, videography, smooth security. Like that's my CSO. Very superposition in the Nigeria police. So got law, we've got different departments, and all these people are people who really love the art, who love me as a person. Like I said as of yesterday, none of these people knew we were coming. Me, I didn't even know. We just woke up this morning and decided, and you see how dedicated everybody has been to ensure that we meet up the whole venue.
Yeah.
Like such things do not come with a paycheck. Do you understand?
Yeah.
They come from full heart dedication, and they've been so dedicated to the things. And when I wake up and see the number of people who are pulling up, who are loving, like my production, I didn't invite one person. In my production, it was tough. You see the way now my brother here, who is the director, was complaining about crowd. That's why they're complaining that I can't explain where people came from. So it's God that is doing all these things, and I'm happy I can experience it. So.
Okay, so we are wrapping this up. Let's talk about where you see yourself in the next couple of years, with regards to your craft, with regards to everything you're putting up. So where do you see yourself? Let's say 2-3 years.
2-3 years. As often as I often say, Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe in my past life I played that. I don't know what, but whenever I wake up in the morning, my goal is to play in MSG. For us to do this thing. So we from this Enugu, from Lagos, Abuja, Africa, go play MSG. Just like the Bonner has done, Wiz has done, I think David has done also. So like, once I play MSG, there's something about playing in the US. That's the height of the music business, And we've got this African live music ecosystem that can generate real energy, And we need to show this up on MSG. MSG is the height of excellence. So I like, as we are working together, my videographer, my cinematographer, everybody is striving, trying to get better to the point that we play on MSG. When you look back at it and look back at our interview today, you'll be like, wow, significant.
Sharp.
So
That's quite cool. Now, a lot of people, Hachime, something crazy, because seriously, you did something crazy, dropping out of school and all of those things. It took a lot of guts, to do that kind of thing. But there are some people that have something unique, something different, and they want to push it out. Now you're pushing out your own and you're seeing the result, and that's why you're still locked in it. So what do you have to tell people like that? From your experience, from the things you've seen, from the things you've been through. One or two things you have to tell people that want to get to this point here right now.
I think believe.
Okay.
And then knowing that it's God that can do it for like okay, let me say for this question you asked, thank you again for this question.
Yeah.
I think everything changed when I removed my expectation from mankind manifestation to direct connection to God, to divination. Do you understand? Okay, let me give it in a practical example so people will not be lost. For example, prior to when I decided to connect to God and be serious with my life, I used to always DM Jazzy. Don Jazzy?
Yeah.
I used to always DM Olamide. I used to always believe that my life, like, my validation would come from one of them. Or like, I need them to kickstart my career. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like in August, I was like, man, fats. We'll do this thing ourselves. You know, and I was like, how did this man do this thing? Because Jazzy, of course, it's not like he had pre-knowledge of anything. He just gambled into it, and learned on the way and became a mogul. Same with Olamide, same with Michael, same with most of the people who has done incredible. I was like, no, we'll learn on the way. What's the worst thing that can happen? We'll make mistake. You understand? We'll drop the project and it will be wrong. Or we'll not do promotions right. Or we'll not do, okay, if we don't do it right, we'll do it. Do you understand this thing? So by the time we do this thing, drop like 5 projects, 6 projects, we are now pros. Like, there's nothing you want to tell us again. Sure, we drop last project, we'll not see you. But I go pee head. Now, I don't drop this one, I don't see everybody for you. I go those ones, and I go see those ones. That's how it is. We'll keep growing. So what I'm begging anybody is, remove your mind from any human being turning you on. Put your on switch on God. Write correct songs that reflect your life that you can perform. You understand? I know that pop songs, shaking, like, those things are nice. But you, like, you know, there are songs that even you, if you make them and they are not true, after you're drunk, once that alcohol fades, you won't even be able to listen to them.
True.
You understand? But there are songs that you know that whenever you listen, you remember what made you write that song. Write songs about your parents. Write songs about the people you love. Write songs about the people you hate, like the people that you want thunder to fire. Write songs about those things. Like, do you, and see, the sky is big for all of us. You understand?
Now that you have said this thing, there's a song I want you to sing for me.
Okay.
It says, "Oh, the morning, masquerades." Sing it for me.
We are blacks, we are masquerades.
Yeah.
We have survived cold wars. When we hold hands, there's accolades. We should hold hands some more. Solo fire, oh, solo fire, oh. Ife fachara biko solo fire, oh. Emene fife, gewe fiwe, oh. Ife cholu biko kolu fire, oh. 'Cause I'm black, I'm a masquerade. I just survived Cold War. Now it's time for my accolades. Go and bring guys some more. Maka nongwe limongo.
Sharp. It's okay.
You go sing them. Onwe limongo. Yes. Onwe limongo. Sharp, bad guy.
That's what we do. Yeah. So this is where we draw the curtain. Thank you so much, Huziel, for coming through to Voice of the East, Voice of the East Reader. And this is what we do. We bring in, proper conversations, exclusive conversations from artists doing well in the entertainment space, in the music industry. I told you that this person is different, this person is unique and is dynamic. I'm sure you heard it from Ntatani Naipago. So thank you so much for coming. And remember, 26th July, it is the all-white experience. Huziel all-white concert. You get
Trip.
I got there now.
Biko nolo. Igbo is born mad. Biko unu bia. Like if you nka open you like 50 years, go aka nacho. If umu wanya the 50 years.
Yeah.
Wolu digi bia. You understand?
Yeah.
Youths ga no ya mana. Nchok, like I need people unu akawa golonka. Like people who don't experience this kind of real music.
Yeah.
You understand? Bring them, let them experience this thing before Fango.
Sharp. Yeah.